Good morning, bright and early, onto a new project. We need to get these centres out. Now, I have lined up someone, a good friend in town, who is going to help with some getting rid of the powder coat off these. So that's the catalyst to actually getting this one done. So I didn't know whether I was going to go ahead with this because I hadn't been able to find a good contact to actually get these stripped off so they can get repainted. The repainting, we'll cross that bridge, but first of all, let's get these stripped. And before that, we need to get the centres out because they're pretty hard to go through and do as in place. It's a pretty simple process. I've got a few tools down there. I'm going to soak the 10mm nuts in the through bolts, the threads and everything in CRC first, just to help things. I'm not going to try and go overkill on the tools as well, because the last thing I want to do is sort of snap off one of these. Otherwise, then I'm on the hunt to try and find new hardware. So let's dive into it. Not sure if I'm going to do a time lapse or something on this. We'll see how long it takes to get one of these out. I have done this before. This is not the first time I've done it. My method is to go through and yeah, I guess we'll go through that now. Right, so this is my, excuse the gloves, this thing is absolutely caked in brake dust. I'm going to try and save my hands as much as possible here. So what I'm going to do is go through and soak all these bolts down with CRC just to help with just making none of them gall up or seize up. The next thing is I'm using quite small hardware. I know that's a 1/2 inch, but that's really just to hold the bolt in place. I'm going to go crack the nuts off with the 3/8 right down to even a what is that, 1/4 inch. So blast around there, crack them all first, and then after that, once they are all loose, hold them with this, and we'll probably just grab a power tool to zap them out the last bit of the way. So if we get any resistance, we can go through and just do them by hand, work them back and forth. But it shouldn't take that long. I guess I'll put up the time lapse and let's see how long this is going to take. Right, as you would have seen by that, going in from the back didn't work. So having to use the multi-spline 8 on this side, and because these nuts do actually grab on all around their flange, so they will actually hold in place. So loosened all those off with the 1/2 inch. So they're all now loose, they're all lubricated, and I'm not going to be doing any damage using the rattle gun, just to zap all of them out. So I've got one out. I think it's at what, 39 to go or 35 to go, whatever they are, 36 or 45. And then container, and I'll try and keep bolt with nut as well. So trying to keep those together helps a lot, especially for reassembly. The other thing I need to do is also mark this one. So it's a rear, but I need to mark what side it is as well. It just helps with balancing. There is only one way these centers can go in, because there is the relief in the face for the valve stem. So, all right, cue the time lapse.
Well, I stagger and I fumble. Boys, I've been drinking for days. Well,
you know, when this thing's out, things didn't exactly go to plan. As you can see, that one had completely stripped. So that bit there got knocked off, and this one is just completely munched. So we're one down. This one here is not great as well. Maybe could be saved, but probably not. And this one's a bit tight, probably just needs the nut replaced, but everything else was fine. I've taken the center out. As you can see, obviously it's popped off the bead. I've got the little tool just to take out the little Schrader valve in there, just so when I do take the centers and all the bolts and everything out, that the tire pressure doesn't pop the barrel and the lip apart. So fingers crossed I can get away without having to reseal it. So that's the plan. So now this thing should come out. There we have it. One of them out. Now, I guess when you're sort of looking at the color and everything, it's like, oh, it's not that bad, especially when it's in the sun. It does have a little bit of a sparkle to it. But from afar and in the dark and everything, it's just not good. So yeah, I need to mark this up, designate whether that's going to be a left or right, probably just based on, I don't think those are directionals anyway, so give them a clean up and yeah, I guess figure out how long that took and whether I'm going to be about to do the other 3 or not. It's not a fun job, it's dirty, can be frustrating, but it's doable. I guess that's the main thing. Kind of getting my flow on now. Like, once you get into a rhythm and get into a bit of a process, you can sort of knock a bolt out every 10 seconds or so, and you make progress. It would be good, I think I should probably throw some music on or something, or if I just had sort of something to watch while I'm doing it, probably makes the job go a bit easier. But I must say, having this old deep freeze here certainly helpful, because you kind of can work all around it, well, especially when you don't have like your eldest son's 2-stroke go-kart sitting in the way. And look at that, so 5 to go on this one. Started this at 10:30, so once we knock the center out, we'll be able to figure out how long it's taken us to do away with. Fingers crossed, touch wood, no stuck bolts. So, almost there. That time will determine whether I am going to do the fronts. Decided to do the rears just because, well, as I found out with my trying to get the front fitment dialed and actually having slip-on spaces ready to go, I might have to refit the fronts for another test, but probably don't, and I could probably try and just like calculate in my head what I need to recreate just one of the tries with a 215/45. Right, that's done. Let's give her a little bit of a tickle up with the Tonya Harding. Nylon as well, so it doesn't mess up the faces. That one's not. There she goes. That's another center out. Right, so that took me 15 minutes to do one with no issues. I'd guarantee you the one before had a bit more of a, it was probably like half an hour, 45. So based on that, I could have potentially the front 2 knocked out in half an hour. So let's just power through it, get this done, because then we are committed to changing the color on these wheels. All right, we're starting on this front left, I think we're on at the moment. And again, everything's sort of going a bit smoother to start off with. Really did actually bite off the start with the worst one, hopefully. This one's face and how it mounts to the barrel and lip seem to be just microscopically out, so that the bolts actually won't just slide straight out like they do on the rears. So hopefully it's just this one. Really do want to sort of clean up the lip. This was sort of loading on a trailer, a red trailer, and it ended up with, yeah, a little bit of curb rash. Yeah. Right, they're all looking pretty empty. And I've got the centers outside, just squirted with them with a bit of degreaser. Give them a quick scrub, and we are done. Whew, that took a bit of time. Actually, how long did it take? It took 45. No more stuck bolts, which is great. And we've kind of got everything in label jars over there for reassembly. Yeah, I know I need to clean up. This is doing my head in at the moment. But I guess next thing is taking them in, getting them blasted. So getting all the powder coat off them. And no, should we have a look at the colour? Yeah, why not? So this is without me sort of stirring it or anything like that, or giving it a shake up, but it is a gold. It does have some nice hearty bronze notes in it, which is what I was after all along. Yeah, I cannot wait to see that on those instead. Right, thanks for joining me for this. Next one, I don't know what we're going to do next. What's the most urgent? Probably, I don't know, could be wiring, could be trimming those side skirts, could be getting that thing done. I'd say that those will take a wee while. We might do a road trip to drop off the bumpers if my mate isn't coming past, so that might be part of it. But either way, we'll get some more work done. We are slowly chipping away at it, so thanks for joining me. I'm doing all this by myself in a big shed with only really the cat and a bunch of blowflies to help me. So again, I'm going to try and sort that. I'm going to try and find something to reduce the amount of flies in here. Kind of hard when you've got paddocks right next door, but hey, we'll give it a go. Thanks. See you later.